indeed. Yes, indeed. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Valentine weekend. It's the weekend wrap-up. I am Rudy D'Dude. What's good, lovers? What's good, lovers? What's good, couples? What's good? All right. All right. No time for some romance. No time for some romance. Yes. Yes. All right. What is love? You know, I think love is pretty much telling the truth in some ways. That's just one of the points of love to me. It's telling the truth. And you will hear some people say, you don't need a college education. You don't need this to go into life, to do this and do that. Well, usually if you think about it, those are the ones that are probably frustrated from student loans. And I say love is, to me, is part of love is telling the truth. You know? So I tell the truth about my situation, my circumstances. High school year. I was a National Honor Society, high GPA. Yes, I already knew which college, university I was going to. Very prestigious, but a private school. However, it's expensive, of course. But I made a gamble. Now, back then, we didn't have the internet, which is now available. But there was the Ebony magazines, which listed a bunch of scholarships, as well as a couple of other, and of course, go to the library. You had to write, in my case, we had to write essays. Now, I was qualified to apply, but I didn't. I gambled on trying to get a high ACT score to get the full scholarship ride. I didn't get the high ACT score. I did get a partial scholarship based on my GPA, but that was like 7 cents on the dollar. And I already knew my parents couldn't cover the rest. So student loans it was. I say that to say sophomores, high school juniors, high school seniors, especially you seniors. There is more scholarship money out there than I could ever imagine. If you look back on old posts on my Facebook page on OnRush Media Media Group, young students, what we call them, young adults? Okay, young adults. Well, no, high school students, again, millions of dollars for scholarships. So the opportunity is there. So trust me when I say, don't gamble. Go ahead and put in the work. Go ahead and start applying. And even if you're already in college, money is, and like I said, the internet now, the scholarships are out there. Just like Be the Match is partnering with the National Black Nurse Association to offer 2 $5,000 scholarships to Black American nursing students with an interest in oncology or hematology. The scholarships were created in honor of Ebiowei Porbeni, founder of Nurse Life RN on Instagram, who was a healthcare provider, social media influencer, and an advocate of Be the Match. Nurse Ebi passed away from leukemia on July 20th, 2021, leaving a legacy of having inspired more than 15,000 new individuals to join the Be the Match registry. Founded in 1971, is a professional organization representing over 300,000 African registered nurses, licensed vocational practical nurses, and nursing students in 108 chapters and 34 states. The NBNA mission is to serve as the voice for Black nurses and diverse population, ensuring equal access to professional development, promoting educational opportunities, and improving health. NBNA chapters offer voluntary hours providing health education and screenings to community residents in collaboration with community-based partners, including faith-based organizations, civic, fraternal, hospitals, and schools. There you go. I mean, yes. They're here. We're here. We are here. And let's continue on talking about scholarships, because Roger W. Ferguson Jr., former CEO of TIA, continues to keep his legacy flowing with the leading provider of secure retirements and outcome-focused investment. Howard University undergrad students will have access to a $1.5 million scholarship endowment from TIA to help cover tuition, fees, room and board, and other academic costs. The new scholarship fund, named in recognition of TIA's former CEO, will provide financial assistance to select undergraduate students who demonstrate clear financial need and who have completed their freshman year. This endowment also enabled Howard graduation and retention access to continued excellent programs to live in perpetuity, and will be named the Ferguson TIA Grace Scholars Program. And Howard University President Rain Frederick stated, "We are incredibly grateful to TIA for investing in the success of Howard University students through the creation of the Ferguson TIA Grace Scholars Program. Mr. Ferguson has been a pillar in our society, and through many of his deeds has been a voice for those less fortunate. The Grace Grant has been very successful in removing financial barriers for students and encouraging on-time graduation. It is fitting to have his name in the resources associated with the provision of opportunity for those who otherwise wouldn't have it." Another example of love. Understanding what you probably have been through, and in ensuring that the next generation at least have an opportunity, a better opportunity. Former Morehouse College, Georgia, Bryce Thompson, founder of I Am's Foundation, is about that action. Not only did he awarded $10,000 scholarships to 10 HBCU students, he pulled up and personally presented the checks himself. It all makes sense. That's right. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, young bro. Former Morehouse College student Bryce Thompson and founder of Scully, Christopher Gray, announces the award of recipients of the latest partnership, the Financial Freedom $100,000 Scholarship. Rich Thompson awarded his first $100,000 scholarships in January 2021. The Financial Freedom $100,000 Scholarship was designed not only to help ease the burden of college tuition, but also the many financial burdens that come from pursuing entrepreneurship. With many Americans getting back on their feet after the pandemic completely altered most industries, Thompson and Scully wanted to support students and other applications in need. End quote. Our goal has always been to empower people financially. We are so grateful to have partners like Bryce that are just as passionate in that effort as we are. Because of their generosity, the Scully community has more access to financial help than ever before, Scully founder Christopher Gray stated. That young man is only 25 years old, if I can think about it, So, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Continue on. Let's continue on. North Carolina A&T alumni and president and CEO of the Hill Community Development Corporation, Marimba Millions, is doing her and the organization part of helping the elderly during the troubled times of the pandemic. The Hill CDC secured over $800,000 in funding from the Pittsburgh Urban Redevelopment Authority to improve conditions at housing developments for Hill District seniors and also provide technical assistance to the owners of Western Manor. The Hill CDC has been supporting the redevelopment of a senior housing campus in the Middle Hill District, Western Manor, and Center City Apartment, commonly called Millions Manor, are the focus of an effort to stabilize and preserve affordable housing in the Middle Hill District. We all have a part to do. We all have our part to do, and caring is important. And let me just say this as well. I know that this is not my gift. Trust me, when the opportunity presents itself, I'm gonna hire a real anchor to do this news. But right now, this is my brainchild, so I have to do this right now. And we're starting from scratch. But I do this because I love us. And I believe in the next generation. And therefore, the next generation need to know that they have choices. You see what's going on out in here in this media. You see what is being posted on social media as well as what's in the news. Take, for instance, Louisiana for a second. All you hear about is murders, right? Like there's nothing else that goes on from Shreveport to New Orleans. Well, Ebiowei of Northwest Louisiana announced Southern University alumni Darian Dixon as the appointed board chair of the 2022 Board of Directors. Dixon, who is also director of Shreveport of the Shreveport Small Business at Southern University at Shreveport, stated, "I am happy to return to United Way of Northwest Louisiana Board of Directors in this new role. This year, I hope to lead the organization and its members through a strategic planning process that will guide our work in strengthening the organization's relationship within the community. This will ensure our programs and services are reaching those in need in the United Way's 10 parish region and will also raise awareness of any unmet needs. The Board of Directors are fully committed and dedicated to carrying out the mission through strategic planning, engaging in fundraising initiatives, and monitoring and approving the organization budget. In addition, members actively promote as an organization ambassador, advocate, and community representative. So there is more than just what they put out there. I guess you just have to research it. Because New Schools for New Orleans announced that they have hired former Assistant State Superintendent in the Louisiana Department of Education, Dana Peterson, as the new Chief Executive Officer. CEO Peterson brings district and state education leadership experience, a demonstrated commitment to excellence and equity, and a deep belief in authentic community engagement. End quote. I think we're at an important juncture with New Orleans public schools. There's going to be a new superintendent with a new mission, and I think if we march forward, I really believe we can be a city where every kid has access to a great education. We got a lot of work to do. CEO Peterson. I like the fact that he said work. That W word. Ooh, that W word. Work. In all aspects. Financially, mentally, spiritually, romantically. It takes work. Relationships, it takes work. Building relationships, it takes work. Well, There is the other option, the other choice. Do nothing and complain. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, Chairman of Kent Global, Thomas J. Kent Jr. entered into joint ventures with Hollywood Disruption and funding companies. Mr. Kent has expressed his excitement about the combined joint ventures. This gives Kent Global LLC access into Hollywood and its insiders. With the exclusive joint ventures in place, Kent Global can facilitate the funding of deals as small as $500,000 and go as high as $100 million for movie productions. Kent Global LLC is a New York-based private boutique consultancy firm supporting clients around the world from startups to government. Kent Global has assembled strategic contacts which include money managers and angel investors around the globe. All right, Mr. Kent, go do your thing. Hopefully it's some constructive. Hopefully it's this can be productive content, constructive and productive content, progressive content. Anyway, Fisk University alumni Dr. Anthony Watkins, a nationally recognized transplant surgeon, has been appointed surgical director of kidney transplant within the Transplant Institute at Tampa General Hospital, a national leader in life-saving organ transplant. Watkins will help lead Dr. Watkins will help lead the way in furthering Tampa's general reputation as a leading academic medical center. He has also been appointed as a clinical associate professor of surgery in the Department of Surgery at USF Health Masonic College of Medicine. The practice of medicine runs in Watkins' family. His grandfather is a retired cardiothoracic surgeon who was the chair of the Department of Surgery at Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science in Los Angeles, California. His uncle is an orthopedic surgeon at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston, and a cousin is a vascular surgeon in North Carolina. I come from a family of healers, he said. It's in our genes to go into healthcare and take care of patients. A family of doctors. You know, one of the parts that I love about what I do is that I learn more when I do this research, when I look up these people. A family of doctors. Do we value that? I mean, our community, our ethnicity, Black Americans. Yes, I'm talking to us. Do we value that? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. However, I will say, last week I did say that I was going to start also not just recognize professional organizations, but also a bit of history as well. Last week was jazz icon, New Orleans icon, Harold Baptiste. This week, Dr. Matilda Evans. Now, some quick facts about her real quick. She is the first African-American woman doctor in South Carolina, longtime Columbia resident and public health advocate, founder of Columbia Clinic Association, the Taylor Lane Hospital and Training School. The first Black-owned hospital in Columbia as well. Served as the president of South Carolina's Palmetto Medical Association, the first Black woman to occupy such a position in any state. This story was written by Mercedes Lopez Rodriguez. Dr. Matilda Annabella Evans was born on May 13, 1872 in Atkins, South Carolina to Anderson and Harriet Evans, African-American sharecroppers. In 1897, Dr. Evans became the first African-American woman to practice medicine in South Carolina. She died in Columbia, South Carolina in 1935 after a life of service and leadership in medicine, public health, education, philanthropy, and advocacy for the health rights of Black and white South Carolinians. Evans attended the Schofield Normal School in Atkins, a school devoted to the education of Black South Carolinians. From 1887 to 1891, she attended Oberlin College in Ohio. In 1893, Evans enrolled at the Women's Medical College in Philadelphia, where she received her MD degree in 1897. Dr. Evans returned to South Carolina, founded the Columbia Clinic Association, and later in 1901, the Taylor Lane Hospital and Training School, the first African-American owned hospital in Columbia, South Carolina, serving the Black and white communities in the field of surgery, obstetrics, gynecology, pediatric, and hygienics. In 1914, she established the St. Luke's Hospital in Evans Sanatorium. In addition to her achievement as a medical doctor, public health advocate, and mentor to the new generation of health practitioners, Dr. Evans was also the author of the biography Martha Schofield, founder of the normal school that bears her name. The same year, Dr. Evans founded the Negro Health Association of South Carolina. In 1922, Dr. Evans served as the president of the South Carolina Palmetto Medical Association, becoming the first African-American woman to have occupied such a position in any state of the country. In the 1930s, Dr. Evans opened a free clinic to assist the South Carolinians impoverished by the Great Depression. Wow. But you know what? That's not the only thing that Dr. Matilda did. Did you know this woman, through all of that she have done, she also raised 11 kids. That wasn't their own. That was kids, unfortunately, there were kids left behind. But she took them in. I mean, I guess that was before the word adoption came into play. I don't know. I haven't done the research on that part. However, according to resources, references, and I can list them if you ask, she raised 11 kids and she ran her own farm. I think about 20 over, I know, I'm not going to exaggerate, say over 20 acres, but I know I would say over 10 acres. However, ask that question in the comment below, and I will research it and clarify it if need be. But thank you, Dr. Matilda Evans. Not only did you show what's in your heart and what you enjoy doing and what you have a passion for, you also show love, because I'm sure those 11 kids will always remember you. We are great. We are great. Our history is a little bit, our history is, the thing about progress is when we show a history of it and we exploit that. I'm just doing my part, and this is my part. However, like I said, when I can afford a new anchor or a host or whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna hire one, because obviously I know this is not mine. Mine is paying the bills and having a vision for the next one. That's what my part is. Now, since it is the Valentine's weekend, and this will be our second annual What is Love poem by Leon Phelps, I do have my glass of Cavassier with me, and I shall read. And I read. What is love? What is this longing in our hearts for togetherness? Is it not the sweetest flower? Does not this flower of love have the fragrance aroma of fine, fine diamonds? Does not the wind love the dirt? Is not love not unlike the unlikely not it is unlikened to? Are you with someone tonight? Do not question your love. Take your lover by the hand. Release the powers within yourself. You heard me. Release the powers. Tame the wild cosmos with a whisper. Conquer heaven with one intimate caress. That's right. Don't be shy. Rip out everything you got and do it in the...
You don't understand. I ain't scared of you, mother.
Yes, indeed. It's the Valentine weekend. So, couples, that's a song by Will Downing called Make Time for Love. And just know, Valentine's Day can be every day. You just gotta work on your romantic skills. Romance still exists. Until then, I'm gonna see y'all next week.